What if you could see how many days you have left? Imagine that one ordinary morning you wake up and notice a number above every person. It is not a birth date and not an age. It is the exact number of days they have left. The number does not glow, does not change color, and does not move. It simply exists, constant and indifferent. Everyone can see it, and it is impossible to ignore. At first, people stop looking each other in the eyes. They look at the numbers instead. They compare them and draw conclusions, even without saying a word. The number starts speaking instead of the person. Those with large numbers feel confident. They believe they still have plenty of time, so they keep postponing important decisions. They stay in jobs they do not like, tolerate people they no longer belong with, and delay life for later. Those with smaller numbers change faster. For them, every day becomes tangible. They stop agreeing to things that drain them and no longer stay silent where they once endured. They do not waste time on empty conversations and do not remain in places without meaning. Not because they became braver, but because they can no longer afford to waste time. Over time, society itself begins to change. Some of the falseness disappears because lying loses its purpose when time is limited and visible. There is less performance, less pretending, and more direct decisions. People stop counting years and long-term plans and start counting specific days they spend living one life or another. Along with this comes a new kind of fear. It is not the fear of death, but the fear of the number decreasing. People begin to notice days that pass without any real value. Each such day feels like a loss that cannot be recovered. Time stops being abstract and becomes a concrete measure that decreases regardless of desire. Knowing the number of days does not make life easier or calmer. It makes it more precise. Every decision gains clear weight. Every habit is seen as a choice, either for or against the future. People can no longer hide behind the illusion that everything can still be fixed someday later. And then the main question appears. Would life become more valuable if we knew how many days we had left? Maybe not. Maybe we would simply start living faster, more selfishly, taking more from life for ourselves. Or maybe, on the contrary, we would become more attentive to every day, every conversation, and every choice. Because the truth is that this number already exists. We just cannot see it. That is why we allow ourselves to spend days as if they were endless. We do not know how much time we have left, yet we behave as if there is always enough. And perhaps the scariest thing is not that the days will eventually end. The scariest thing is how many of them we will live without ever truly realizing it.